Willkommen zu Vampyr. Die zwei reden wir gerade rein. Wir sind jetzt Mitglied im Ascalon Club und reden mal mit den alten Typen hier.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece, figuratively?
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
Is not the nature of this club a secret shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson? Of Dawson and Dawson. The wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reed.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods. But brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
But that would segregate the rich from the poor, would it not? It would be unjust.
Our only course of action must be to save England. And to save England, we have to make sacrifices.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Eine Mauer bauen hat immer Probleme gelöst. Hat man ja schon in der Geschichte gesehen.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Doctor.
Mauer bauen, gute Idee. Falls es nicht bemerkbar war, da schwang ein klein wenig Ironie mit. Wir haben ja den Kellerschlüssel bekommen. Eher gestohlen. Gefunden. Zum gelegentlichen Privatkonsum von Blut. Als Mitglieder des Ascalon Clubs beachten wir immer die Etikette. Wir verkehren in jeglicher Hinsicht in den besten Kreisen der Gesellschaft und sind anerkannte Persönlichkeiten des öffentlichen Lebens. Anders als unsere Gegner behaupten, frönen wir keine Orgien oder Blutbädern. Würde aber einer der unseren bei solch absurden und unmoralischen Akten ertappt, treffe ihn die angemessene Schmach. Doch was ist mit dem Blut? Was ist mit dem gelegentlichen Privatkonsum? Wie können wir die Ekstase ablehnen, die uns das zinnoberrote Ambrosia bietet? Womit sollen wir anstoßen, wie es doch in jeder guten Bruderschaft Brauch ist? Die Regeln für den Umgang innerhalb des Clubs besagen zu dieser delikaten Frage das folgende. Solange das ursprüngliche sterbliche Gefäß nicht in den Mauern des Clubs gebracht wird, dürfen Mitglieder trinken und mit Freunden teilen, was ihnen beliebt. Trinken sie, was sie wollen, und verfahren sie mit dem Gefäß, wie es ihnen beliebt. Nur tun sie es außerhalb des Clubs. Ausnahmen bilden natürlich besondere Anlässe, die ich persönlich autorisiert habe. Aus Die Gesetze von Ascalon von Lord Redcliffe, Gründer. Okay, sonst gibt es hier nichts. Ach gut.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
Okay, mir hat er nichts zu sagen. Wieder eine längere Ladezeit. Ein wenig Heilung wäre nicht schlecht.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
And women! Women's right to vote is only the first step.
Reden wir mal mit ihr.
Women of...
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park in the eastern part of this neighborhood.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Okay. War da nicht jemand noch? Okay, ist schon wieder verschwunden. Dann gehen wir mal wieder in den Laden. Oder zuerst streamen.
Remember, don't let any strangers...
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
Clarence, I'm your friend, so I'm not going to judge you. But think about your wife, your family. You're in pain, and you need help. I can help you.
I don't need a doctor, Jonathan. I need my best friend to trust me.
Okay, schade, hat nicht funktioniert.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewing, the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left. I need you.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys,
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Gut, er hat Migräne, aber gegen Migräne habe ich nichts. Und auch er sagt, wir sollen zu diesem Haus gehen.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand.
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Schauen wir hier kurz rein. Okay. Leider nichts, um mich zu heilen oder Heilung herzustellen. Ist es egal, zu welchen ich gehe? Gut, mit dir haben wir schon gesprochen. Ah.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
Okay, da gibt es nichts mehr.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
Infection. Infection. The rats carry it, I heard. Rats. Rats, rats. Many rats around that big house. Funny smell, too. Dead flesh.
And where is this house?
West of the park. Not very far. A big house with no sound, no light, no life left.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Okay. Oh, ich bin zu weit zurück und nach rechts. Aber gibt es hier vielleicht noch jemand anderen? Okay, da kommen wir hinten zum Ascalon Club. Da geht es wahrscheinlich wieder hinaus. Und hier ist niemand.
It could be someone you know.
Noch immer falsch? Hinter mir. Okay, ich stehe eigentlich direkt davor. Und muss auf die andere Seite rüber. So, war hier nicht noch etwas zum Looten? Ja, wahrscheinlich einfach übersehen wieder.
It could be someone you know.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
Okay, das ist das hier. Ah, okay, da muss ich das Gebiet verlassen.
That building is under quarantine. Could this be what I'm looking for?
Ist aber auch versperrt. Oder?
It's locked, all right.
Okay. Hier habe ich einen Unterschlupf. Aber dazu muss ich wieder hinaus. Okay. Gut, ich würde sagen, wir lassen es für heute. Im nächsten Part schauen wir uns den anderen Punkt an. Ich bedanke mich fürs Zuschauen. Bis zum nächsten Mal.